Welcome to Fredo's Football Talk. I'm your host, Fredo. With me is DC. What up, DC?
What's going on, Fredo?
Not much, bro. Just right here, ready for week 3. With us today again is Jerron. What up, Jerron?
What's going on, fellas?
Man, might as well make it official now
Yes,
with this
sir.
boy here
Let's
all the
do-
time.
Let's do this.
All right, gentlemen, week 3 is almost completed. Got a lot of games that didn't win the way I thought it was going to go. A lot of surprises, man.
It's a weird week.
Yeah, right. What's your output on this week 3, DC?
Like you said, a lot of surprises. The biggest one, I think, for everybody was the Colts and the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think some people were actually surprised by the Texans and the Bears outcome. And, of course, probably one of the most blaring was when Jacksonville went up there and laid 38 on the Chargers. The defense, I know it's good. There's no way they should have let Jacksonville put up 38 on them, man.
Yeah. How about you, Jerome? What do you think about week 3 overall, man?
It was a good week. Like you said, the score, all the scores look weird.
Yeah.
None of the scores seem like 22-14 Panthers over Saint. So just a weird score.
Yep.
Entertaining week, but the games didn't go anywhere like I thought they would go, to be honest.
Well, the good point, man. So let's jump into them. Let's go game by game, and let's see what happened throughout these games. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we had the Steelers at the Browns. Final score was 29-17. Browns win that game. Quick stats real quick with the Steelers passing. Trubisky threw 32, completed 20, 207 yards. Top rusher for the Steelers, Harris, 15 carries, 56 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receiver was Johnson, eight catches, 84 yards. And now with the Browns stats passing, Brissett he threw for 31, completed 21, 2 touchdowns, 220 yards. And Nick Chubb, he carried the ball 23 times, 113 yards with 1 touchdown. And your top receiver, Amari Cooper, 7 catches, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. It looked like Brissett had a clean game, man.
Yep.
Took care of the ball, 2 touchdowns, 220 yards. Not bad, man. But on the other side, Trubisky, he didn't throw no interceptions, man, but that game just didn't go to the Steelers' way, man. And also, it looks like the Browns just ran the ball down the boy's throat on that game, man. What do you think about this game, DC?
Yes. Brissett didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Right.
He did. He stuck with the plan. Just give the ball to Chubb, and when you get your opportunity to throw the ball, you throw it. And it also helped that Amari Cooper looked like Amari Cooper.
Yeah. Vintage Amari Cooper.
I'm telling you, man. He just had these guys. Why he was wide open when they were showing his route running. I'm like, my God, that dude still got it. And the Cowboys let him walk like that. I cannot believe it.
It hurts.
But yeah, I know it did. But he didn't lose it. Brissett didn't lose it. So if he keeps this up, man, they may have 5 or 6 wins by the time Watson comes back, man. And ain't no telling what that's going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they got some skilled players to do it, man.
And in reality, every win is just the cherry on top.
Ain't no doubt.
Until Watson get back.
Ain't no doubt.
Because the way they're cooking right now, Njoku showed up.
Yep.
Amari Cooper looking like Alabama Amari Cooper, not even Raiders. Like he looked quick, and it hurts as a Cowboys fan. For a fifth, Chubb is the man. From the Steelers' perspective, they gotta move on from Trubisky.
Yeah.
What's he giving you? He's not making any plays.
Nope.
Tried out the rookie Pickett.
Right.
See what he got.
Right.
Yeah.
I think before the game, Pickens, the wide receiver, said, "I'm always open.
Yeah.
Just throw me the ball."
That's it.
For your receiver before the game to say, "Hey, I'm always open." Then he made that catch. It shows like, hey, force feed these receivers.
Yeah.
And Trubisky may be just too gun shy
Yes.
to do it.
Yeah.
So real quick, gentlemen, let me give you some team stats. Total yardage, the Browns had 376. The Steelers had 308. Passing yard, the Steelers had 204, and the Browns had 205 evenly. Now, right here, you can see the big difference. The Steelers rushing only had 104. The Browns had 171.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go to time of possession. This right here, I always say can make or break a game. Steelers only had 24 minutes, and the Browns had 36.
Yes. Yeah.
Big difference right there. What the running game can do to a game, man.
Yeah.
Can make and break it, man.
Yeah, it's hard to stop them when Chubb is just running down your throat and you can't get the ball back.
That's just words on your defense, man.
Yeah.
And kind of back to what Jerome was saying about Trubisky, man. He's playing safe.
Yep.
You know, that ain't gonna get you nowhere, man.
No.
You cannot play safe in this league. You got to take some chances. Like you said, you got receivers that can catch the ball. Just throw it.
He's got a receiver core.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, give him a chance.
As long as you don't give him a chance, you'll never know what's going to happen. And with the Browns, a lot of people are thinking that when Watson comes back, that he'll be rusty. I'm sure he will. Yeah. But he's got two running backs, but he don't have to come back as sharp as a knife as soon as he gets back. He can lean on those two backs until he gets back in his rhythm, and then they'll be moving right along.
And then they use that play action. Amari Cooper's creating 10-yard separation.
Like high school stuff, man.
I could throw that.
Yeah.
So it's like when Watson get back, add his playmaking into it, the Browns might be dangerous.
It's going to be a problem.
They might be dangerous.
All right, gentlemen, moving on. Now we have the Bills at the Dolphins. This was the game I thought was going to be more entertaining. If anything, it was more a defensive game. So, real quick, final score, 19-21. Dolphins win this one. Quick stats real quick from the Bills. The passing, Allen, he threw for 63, completed 42. 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, your top rusher was Allen as well. 8 carries, 47 yards. And your top receiver was Stingling.
Singletary.
Singletary.
Running back.
Yeah, running back. That was your top receiver with 9 catches, 78 yards with 1 touchdown. Now moving on to the Dolphins, we have Tua. He threw 18, completed 13 with 186 yards with 1 touchdown. And your top rusher was Edmonds, 6 carry, 21 yards with 2 touchdowns. And your top receiver was Waddle with 4 catches, 102 yards. And real quick, some team stats. The Bills total yardage had 495. The Dolphins had 212.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The the Bills threw for 380 yards. The Dolphins threw 171. Rushing also as well. The Bills had 115. Dolphins had 41. All right. Now time of possession. Get this, guys.
Yeah.
The Bills had 40 minutes and the Dolphins had 20.
And who won this game again? Because all the stats say the Bills.
The Bills lost this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dolphins won this game. If you didn't tell me the score and you just tell me the stats, I was like, Bills dominated.
Blowout. Yep.
You know, unfortunately, they didn't show this game on TV. This is the game I'd rather watch than the Texans. But yeah, man. So I want to watch this game. DC, were you able to watch this game?
I was watching a little bit of it. I was going back and forth. Yeah, I was. Yeah. But like you say, the numbers just red flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, almost 400 yards of passing, and you only get 19 points out of it. You know, and of course, Buffalo, they were missing a lot of guys on defense, but that shouldn't have affected their offense the way it did. But it's starting to show now that they needed a running back, and this is why the whole offseason they should have did whatever they could to go get Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
They should have done that in the offseason. They wouldn't have this problem. Had they been able to some kind of way get Hunt from Cleveland or somebody else that's serviceable.
A veteran running back?
Yes. Because that's their problem. They can do everything else.
Yeah.
But run the ball. At some point, it's going to catch up to you when you got 2 solid cornerbacks like the Dolphins can run out there. There's other teams that can do that too.
Yeah.
You run up on the Eagles, they got 2 corners that can cover.
Yeah.
And they can score. So at some point, that running back is going to come back to bite them, but they still should go ahead and win the division and they probably end up still being the 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, that's crazy. So now, because of this win, it puts up Miami 3-0.
Mhm.
So they're the top of the division
Yep.
as of right now. And Bills now are 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jerome, what do you think about this game, man?
Yeah, to me, the Dolphins are the most fun team to watch. All their games are crazy.
Yeah.
I give the Bills a pass because playing in Miami seems like it's terrible. Like the humidity, the sun. Watching this game in the fourth quarter, all the receivers were cramping up, limping around, tapping their helmet to come out the game.
Yeah.
So, because I think they played like 90 snaps on offense. It's something crazy like that. And the way the Dolphin Stadium is built, which is smart. This is how you build a stadium.
Yeah.
Their sideline is covered from the sun.
Yeah.
The sun is beaming on the opponent's sideline, which is smart. But like I said, the Dolphins play the most fun games. This had probably the two funniest things happen of the weekend.
Oh man,
the butt punt. The butt punt. I don't know if you saw,
Yeah,
but
I saw
the punter out of his own end zone. It wasn't. It's directly off his foot into the front protector's ass, and it bounced out for a safety.
it looked like the football went in
Yeah.
up his butt 2 inches.
It looked like
Yeah, to feel something.
It went in where the sun don't shine.
Like straight between them cheeks.
but that was funny. And then at the end of the game, I didn't know if you saw the OC for the Bills go
man.
crazy. Did you see that, Craig?
No, I didn't see it.
Bro,
So,
go ahead.
last play of the game. Time is running out. They had no timeouts. Isaiah McKenzie catch the ball. He didn't get out of bounds. Ken Dorsey, the OC, that dude needs to take a chill pill because he just starts slamming stuff on his table, slamming papers. And the funniest part to me was the hand. I don't know if you saw it, Fredo, the hand that came to cover the camera. He was going crazy. And somebody knew there's a camera in there looking at him, and he just covered it. He was like, nah.
So that was someone's hand?
That's why the feed broke, because somebody's hand covered the camera.
Oh.
It's crazy. Like, I went back and I watched this thing over and over just to see what happened.
Bro.
And you just see fingers and a hand cover the camera.
Bro, I thought that he broke the camera or all that shit he was smashing.
No, somebody covered it.
So DC, so just imagine a 5-year-old losing in a video game and
Yes.
he has a rant.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Man.
That was him.
Mm.
He was smashing that laptop he had, a tablet, whatever.
The tablet, yeah.
Man, he was throwing that sucker all over, man. And I get it, man. It's frustrating. You know, like when you have all these stats like this,
Yeah.
you would think, hell yeah, man, we're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
What's so crazy about it is like the Dolphins only had 212 total yards and still won the damn game.
Unbelievable.
And when you put up double, more than double, you should have beat these guys.
Yeah.
What? But at least by 4 touchdowns.
That sounds like a 42-10 game.
Yep.
Just looking at the
Exactly.
numbers, like it's
Exactly.
42-10.
Exactly. But you know what? The penalties is not that much. The Bills had 7 penalties for 52 yards, and the Dolphins had 4 penalties for 20.
Yeah.
I mean, the penalty wasn't crazy, man.
Man, Tyreek Hill, 2 catches, 33 yards, and they still won.
And that's what I'm saying.
But
They-
Waller
they-
had
He had 4
one-on-one.
catches, I think.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You expect one of them to
Yeah.
get over 100 yards. It's
Yeah.
fine. Tua. So you got to talk about the Tua concussion, back spasm thing. Tua
He had
got
2 concussions coming out that hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
I've watched enough boxing to know when you out on your feet.
Yeah.
And Tua looked out.
It seems like, remember this happening before in his career. This ain't the first time, I don't think, with the Dolphins that something like this happened with Tua.
And then that's when they put in Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
So he started out good. He's got a good season. We'll see how that back/concussion stuff goes.
Yeah.
But I like watching the Dolphins play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe have Teddy Bridgewater on deck next week.
Mm-hmm. You have to, man. Like if not, man, Tua's gonna be out there with another concussion, man. He's gonna get tapped and get a concussion next week. All right, moving on, gentlemen. We have the Bengals at the New York Jets. Final score 27-12. Bengals won this one. Real quick, some stats from the Bengals. Joe Burrow, he threw for 36. He threw 36, completed 23, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns. There we go. That's the quarterback I thought that I picked on fantasy. And then we got running back Piran.
Piran Samaji.
All right, so we have him 9 carries, 47 yards, and your top receiver was Boyd, 4 catches, 105 yards with 1 touchdown. Moving on to the Jets stats real quick. Flacco, he threw 52 times. Good Lord. Completed 28, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sounds like a Flacco thing.
Yeah.
And then you have Carter. He carried the ball 11 times, 39 yards. And your top receiver was Conklin?
Conklin.
Yeah.
Conklin.
Tight end.
8 catches, 84 yards. And yeah, gentlemen, real quick, some team stats, real quick. All right, it looks like an even game, like even yardage right here. The Bengals had 330 yards. The Jets had 228. Passing, the Jets had 252. The Bengals had 261. And rushing, the Bengals had 69. The Jets had 76. And time of possession, this was important. The Bengals had 32. The Jets had 27. Final score 27-12. Bengals won. DC, what do you think about that?
There's no way in hell the Jets should only run the ball 20 times with that team.
Right.
You cannot just let Burrow keep running out there on the field like that.
Yeah.
He had 3 different receivers catch touchdowns. And with a team like yours, you should be turning around, handing it off as much as possible to keep those guys on the sideline. The Jets, I mean, you got Flacco out there. There's no way Flacco, he's leading the league, and I think in attempts. As far as the quarterbacks go, man, there's no way he should be there. Unless you're just really playing from behind, but they come out the gate throwing the ball like that, and they really shouldn't.
Yeah. Jerome, what do you think about that, man?
It shows how explosive the Bengals can be when there's no God level defender on the other side. They didn't have to worry about a Parsons or a TJ Watt. So they're kind of free to do their game plan. I don't even think Jamar Chase went off.
Nope.
That crazy was 6 for 29, showing T. Higgins might be the number one in that on that team now.
Yeah.
Boyd went off, but overall, the Jets just didn't have enough, and that's how the game should have went. Should have went, in my opinion, with Cincinnati kind of dominating. Joe Flacco turned into Joe Flacco. So, yeah, that's how they went.
Well, real quick before we move on that, so I guess that puts the Jets at 1-2, and that puts the Bengals also at 1-2. This was the Bengals' first win, and so the Bengals got a lot to catch up.
Yeah,
if they want to compete in that division, we know the Jets ain't going to catch up.
Yeah.
The Jets they're gonna finish the last place in that division, of course. All right, so moving on, we have Las Vegas Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. Final score 24-22. Titans come up with the win on this one. Real quick, starting with the Raiders stats. Passing, Derek Carr threw 44, completed 26, 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, he carried the ball 13 times, 66 yards, and your top receiver was Hollins, 8 catches, 158 yards with 1 touchdown. Now moving on to the Titans, Tannehill threw for 27, completed 19, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Your top rusher was Henry, 20 carries, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receiver was Woods, 4 catches, 85 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Team stats real quick. The Raiders had 396 total yards, 300 passing, 96 in rushing. The Titans total yards had 361 passing, 252, and rushing 109. Time of possession, it was pretty even right here. The Raiders had 30. The Titans had 29.
Mm-hmm.
DC, I'm pretty sure you watched this game right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think on this, man?
It was good to finally get a win. Henry, decent, but I was really surprised that he had 5 catches for 58 yards in this game.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing to me. You know, if he's starting to do that type of stuff, then that's going to change the whole way teams have to play you on defense. But once again, our secondary is still suspect. There's no way. I was watching Hollins running around like he on a playground somewhere, man. Yep. Just giving up them big plays like that. We're definitely going to have to fix that if it's going to do any better. But it's okay. We finally got a win.
Yeah. Jerome, what do you think about this, man?
Look like 2 even teams.
Yeah.
The surprising part is Vegas offense should be way more explosive than it is. Even with Tennessee being down like secondary players and not having the greatest secondary, it just didn't seem like Carr was killing them like he should have. I watched a little bit of the game, and that Waller off his hands causing a interception in the end zone, that killed them. Yeah. That would have been a game-changing play if he would have just caught that, fell into the end zone. But overall, 2 even teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's surprising to me now that the Raiders are 0-3. They're last in their division.
The only 0-3 team.
The only and the only team that still hasn't won a game. But it's crazy that the Titans didn't score any points in the third or the fourth quarter and still managed to win a game.
Yeah, it was a weird game, man.
That's crazy.
It was.
Yeah, man. And Raiders have so many weapons on both sides of the ball, and surprisingly enough, they're getting beat by a team that's, you could say, struggling, DC.
Yep, definitely that.
So, yeah, man, surprising, man. A lot of questions, from the Raiders side, man. You expected from this division alone, their teams popping off, man. But Gators still with no wins, man. So, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for the Raider Nation right now, man. But moving on, gentlemen. Saints at the Panthers. Final score, 14-22. Panthers come up with the win on this one. Saints stats real quick. Winston threw for 41, 25 completed, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kamara came back on this one, 15 carries, 61 yards. And your top receiver was God. For some reason, I want to say
Olave.
Olave. I'm sorry about that. 9 catches, 147 yards. That's a good receiving core right there. Baker Mayfield, he threw for 25, completed 12, 170 yards, 1 touchdown.
Ugh.
All right, and your top rusher from the Panthers, McCaffrey, carried the ball 25 times, 108 yards. That looks like the typical McCaffrey right there. And your top receiver, man, I can't even pronounce this name right here.
Chenault.
Laviska Chenault.
Yeah, Chenault. 2 catches, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. Real quick, some stats right now. The Saints total yards 426. The Panthers 293. All right, passing. The Saints had 342. The Panthers had 148. Rushing. Now the Saints had 84 yards. The Panthers had 145. Now we're going to time of possession. The Panthers had 30. The Saints had 29. DC, what do you think about this, man? What's going on with the Saints?
Jameis Winston and stuff is getting real frustrating, man.
Yeah.
I was watching this game, and there were several times he just overthrew the receiver, man. Wide open receivers, man. One week he looks like world beater, then he come back and he reverts to the old Jameis, a couple of interceptions too. So man, I don't know which way the Saints are going to go, but they're going to have to definitely fix this. The defense does what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
For the most part, but Jameis, man, you just don't know which one you're gonna get from week to week, man. They definitely should have had more points than the 14. They left a lot on the field.
Oh yeah, they sure did. I hate watching the Panthers offense. It's like Baker Mayfield, 12 completions, 25 attempts for 170 yards. That is disgusting. The only bright spot they have is McCaffrey, and they're not even using McCaffrey the right way.
Yeah,
they running him into the line like he's Bo Jackson or something. So he had 25 carries, showed up. How many catches? Two catches for 7 yards. That's not the McCaffrey that we all know and love. And then DJ Moore. What the heck?
One catch for 2 yards.
One catch for 2. DJ Moore.
Number one receiver.
Was he hurt? They can trade him. I'll take him on the Cowboys.
Baker made some bad throws too.
Yeah.
My goodness, he was open and Baker missed him a few times, man.
A few times. I know it's frustrating for him.
Yeah, it's got to be.
One catch, 2 yards. Laviska Shenault, which is a good acquisition. They got him from Jacksonville. He has some explosive plays, but it was a frustrating game to watch. Without the Kamara fumble and return touchdown, this would have been a different game. It's just both of these offenses aren't working to their highest capability. And I think some change is going to come to both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I think with the Panthers head coach, he's going to get fired.
Yeah.
I want to say he might get fired during the season.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If you were betting first coach fired, Matt Rule.
I'm not saying first coach fired, but I'm saying he's going to get fired during the season.
Yeah, I think he's first coach fired.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, gentlemen, moving on. We have the Ravens at New England Patriots. All right, final score, 37-26. Ravens come up with the win on this one. Lamar Jackson, he threw 29, completed 18, 218 yards with 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's good right there from Lamar. Your top rusher, also Lamar Jackson, 11 carries, 107 yards with 1 touchdown. Your top receiver was Andrews, 8 catches, 89 yards with 2 touchdowns. Now moving on to the Patriots, Jones, he threw 32, completed 22, 321 yards, 0 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Top rusher was Stevenson, 12 carries, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receiver was Parker, 5 catches, 156 yards, 0 touchdowns. Quick stats real quick, team stats. The Ravens had in total yardage 394. Passing yardage, the Ravens had 206. Rushing, they had 188. Now, moving on to the Patriots. Patriots in total had 447 yards in total. Passing, they had 302. Rushing, they had 145. Now, time of possession, 30 minutes from the Ravens and 29 from the Patriots. So it just looks like the Ravens had the same amount of time as the Patriots, but the Ravens just dominated with the rushing yards and because the Patriots had more passing yards. So yeah, gentlemen, DC, what do you think about that, man?
That check gets bigger and bigger every week.
Oh yeah,
and
pay the man.
Another 100-yard rushing game for the quarterback. 5 total touchdowns. With putting up that type of number, man, I don't know what Baltimore's going to do when the season's over, man. I really don't know, because that's going to have to be a guaranteed 250 at least. I'm sure that's where he's going to start, guaranteed $250 million. But on the other hand, Baltimore's going to have to fix that defense. There ain't no way Mac Jones should be coming out there throwing that ball out like that. 'Cause
Mm-mm.
when you really have to run up against Stephon Diggs and Buffalo, somebody like that, I understand you can score with them, but at some point you're gonna have to make a stop.
Yeah,
You really are.
absolutely. But Mac Jones didn't throw for no touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
but he did throw for 321. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Luckily, they got 3 interceptions out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jerome. So what do you think about this game, man?
The funny thing is, you were reading off the stats. You said Lamar Jackson leading passer, Lamar Jackson leading rusher. Then you said their leading receiver. For some reason, in my mind, I thought you were gonna say Lamar Jackson again. I was like, oh man, but
He throws it to himself.
he's a MVP right now. He's playing on a God level right now. You said 218 passing, 4 touchdowns, 110 rushing, and it's his 12th career game as a 100-yard rusher. And
Yeah.
there's no reason he can't get above Deshaun Watson money.
Right.
That should be the baseline for the market they have, but he's all they got.
Right.
He's all they got. Mark Andrews, great tight end, great receiver, but without Lamar, this team would be this team would be like the Bears.
Yeah. No doubt.
In talent level. But Mac Jones, he's surprising because I always thought he would take care of the ball.
Yeah.
He got 5 interceptions already, and he got a high ankle sprain, so he's gonna miss some weeks.
Yeah.
But Lamar Jackson's that man. Pay him, MVP.
And I think back to that, what you said, Lamar Jackson, the whole team. I think that's why the Ravens are hesitant on giving him that type of money, because they feel like, man, if I get this guy guaranteed 250, all it takes for him to go down, and we the worst team in the league.
That's true.
You know, like I say, Baltimore are the leaders; they're not followers. So I'm watching this real close to see what they're gonna offer him, and because they still have the opportunity to franchise him.
Yeah.
But I think at that point he'll sit out if they franchise tag him. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I don't see them messing this one up though. It's you got to be brain dead not to get this man what he want.
Yeah, but you figure they'd already done that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't.
Absolutely. No, he's worthy of that money, man. But like DC said as well, they got to think about the business side of it, because once he gets hurt, shit, you could be last place.
Yeah.
There's nobody that can do what he do.
Yeah.
Nobody in the league.
No.
He's one of a kind.
No,
Nobody can do that.
Absolutely. And the thing about it, he's been consistent already for what, 4 years, 5 years?
Yep.
And yeah, man. So
He's got MVP.
Yeah. He balls out, man. Absolutely, man. You can't say he's not worth the money.
Yep.
But it only takes that one hit, take him out, But yeah. All right, moving on, gentlemen. We have the Lions at the Vikings. Final score 28-24. Vikings win this one by 4 points. Real quick, stats from the Lions. Goff, he threw 41 times, completed 25, 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Your top rusher, Williams, 20 carries, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, your top receiver was Ray
Reynolds. Josh Reynolds. Yeah.
Reynolds, 6 carry, 96 yards, 0 touchdowns. Moving on to the Vikings, Kirk Cousins threw for 41, completed 24, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your top rusher was Dalvin Cook, 17 carries, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receiver, it's Osborne.
Yep.
5 catches, 73 yards with 1 touchdown. Why I'm not seeing Justin Jefferson here?
He ain't the top. He ain't the top receiver.
No, that's 2 weeks in a row.
Man.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row. He's like number 8
Okay.
receiving receptions on the team.
I was like,
this week.
man, what happened? Did you get hurt? All right. So team stats real quick. The Lions had in total 416 yards, and then passing from the Lions, they had 277. Rushing, they had 139. And now the Vikings total yardage, they had 373. Passing, they had 250 yards. Rushing, they had 123. Now, time of possession, the Lions had 34 minutes. The Vikings had 26.
Mm.
DC, what do you think about this, man?
Once again, the Vikings lose. I mean, the Lions lose it at the end.
Yep.
Less than a minute to go, and they lose the game. But like we talked about, they're going to figure this thing out eventually. Detroit going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And they got players all over the field. It's just figuring out how to hold on to the victory throughout. But, of course, Swift was, I don't know, maybe still bothered by that ankle injury, but he wasn't out there as much as he normally is. So,
Yeah.
but it was to be expected. The Vikings won.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised that I'm still surprised that Justin Jefferson ain't up there,
Yeah.
man. Like it's crazy that he only had 3 catches for 14 yards. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't. That's again 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
He came out like gangbusters.
Mm-hmm.
That first week, I think he had like 40 points, fantasy points.
Yeah.
I guess that Philly game messed him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might see something in how to defend him. That's a good competitive game between these two, divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lions, when they get their defense fixed, I think there'll be something.
They will.
They'll do something. But yeah, two good teams.
The Lions are one of the teams. They may end up with a bad record, but at the end of the season, you're like, I've seen improvement.
Yeah,
They're getting better. They're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's what I see with the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, man, like in that, and the Lions are 1-2. The Vikings are 2-1 now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So all right, gentlemen. Let's see. Let's move on real quick. Hold on. I'm just trying to get back where I'm at. Oh yeah. Here we go. The Eagles at the Commanders. Final score 24-8. Real quick, some stats from the Eagles side. Hurts threw for 35, completed 22, 340 yards with 3 touchdowns. Your top rusher was Sanders, 15 carries, 46 yards, and your top receiver was Smith with 8 catches, 169 yards with 1 touchdown. How of a day, my man. All right. Now moving to the Commander side, Wentz threw for 43, completed 25, 211 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Your top rusher was Gibson, 12 carries, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receiver was McLaurin, 6 catches, 102 yards, 0 touchdowns. Some team stats real quick. The Eagles' total yardage was 400 yards. Passing was 328. Rushing 72 yards only. And then the Commanders' total yardage was 240. Passing, the Commanders threw for 153. And rushing, they only had 87 yards. Time of possession, get this. The Eagles had 27 minutes. The Commanders had 32 and only put up 8 points. So, yeah, gentlemen, right now, as we sit, the Eagles are 3-0 and the Commanders are 1-2.
Yeah.
Jerron, this is your division right here, man. What do you think about this, man?
I'll say this: Philly is scary looking, scary as hell, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This isn't how this is supposed to go. Jalen Hurts took a huge step to being towards a franchise-looking quarterback. He looked like baby Lamar out there at times.
Baby Lamar.
I didn't expect him to be this good as a passer of this game. I was interested on the outside looking in, just to see how they look. They look scary.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. They got the easiest schedule in the league, pretty much. But the thing that was surprising is how the Philly fans traveled to DC. It looked like a Philly home game, and usually it's only the Cowboys who do that.
Yeah.
So that's just showing you how much Philly is in love with the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
We'll see how they progress, but I don't like it. I don't like how they looking, and it shows you like they added weapons.
Yeah.
The theme for everybody else is taking receivers and weapons away from their quarterback. Philly just add more talent, and look what it looks like. So we'll see though.
DC, what do you think about this, man?
Man, dream rise to the top. I'm telling you. Jalen Hurts, man, like it looked like he's been putting in the work in the summertime, man. Yeah. The deep ball, the narrative about he can't make the deep throw, it's gone. It is gone, man. And putting up these type of numbers, I wouldn't be surprised if Philadelphia, they swept with the head coach of the year, GM of the year, and MVP. That would not surprise me at all, especially with the move they make. So it's going to be between Allen, as far as the MVP, it's going to be Hurts, Allen, and Lamar Jackson look like right now. Mm-hmm. But with the move they made in the offseason, and the record keeps moving like this, they may not have no choice but to give it to them, all three of them. Mm-hmm. You can see the team, like Jerron said, they went out and got players. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And your quarterback has to have that. Ain't no way around it. You got to have it to be successful. And I'm telling you, it's going to be tough to beat them. And Washington didn't even go to the fourth quarter. Yeah. I don't know if I didn't watch that game, but I don't know if it was just some backups in there at the time for Philly defense or what, but they shut them down for 3-4 quarters, man, in the NFL. Yeah.
Philly took their foot off the gas. Yeah. That's all it was.
So, it's going to be scary to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I remember, one of our first episodes when we talked about this, DC, you said that, you're surprised at how the Cowboys didn't make any more moves during the offseason. Mm-hmm. And you said the Cowboys are still good, but you letting everybody else catch up.
Yep.
So
they're the best team. They let everybody catch up to them. Yeah. Everybody got better, seemed like, as far as making moves. And they lost players.
Exactly.
And they didn't replace what they lost. See if you're letting people walk and you replacing them, but you're trying to let them walk and replace with rookies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, go out there and spend the money and find your veteran that can do the same thing or keep your players. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I remember we talked about that, man. DC, once again, man, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. All right, gentlemen, moving on. We have Kansas City at the Colts. Final score 20-17. The Colts win this one with the upset, man. Moving on real quick with some stats. Mahomes, he threw 35 times, completed 20, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Your top rusher, also Mahomes, carried the ball 4 times, 26 yards, but honorable mention, it's McCannon, 7 carries, 20 yards. All right. Your top receiver was Juju, 5 carries, 89 yards, 0 touchdown. Honorable mention, I'm going to give it to Kelsey, 4 catches, 58 yards for 1 touchdown. Now, moving on to the Colts. Matt Ryan threw for 37, completed 27, 222 touchdowns. 222 yards with 2 touchdowns. And your top rusher was Taylor, 21 carries, 71 yards, 0 touchdowns. And your top receiver was Pittman, 8 carries, 72 yards with 0 touchdowns. Team stats real quick. You have the Chiefs with total of yardage, 315. Passing, they had 257. And rushing, they had 58. Now to the Colts. Total yardage, they had 259. And passing, they had 177. And rushing, they had 82. Time of possession, the Chiefs had 27 minutes, and the Colts had 33. And penalties, the Chiefs had 6 with 45 yards, and the Colts had 4 with 34. Now, the Chiefs are sitting at 2-1, and the Colts are sitting at 1-1-1. DC, what do you think about this matchup, man?
My goodness. I'm just looking at this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran the ball 7 times for no yards. 0 yards. How you get 7 times? You the starter. You ran the ball 7 times for no yards. And Kelsey only 4 catches for 58. He had 8 targets, but I think they starting to miss Tyreek or somebody that can do what Tyreek done. Like he's one of those guys. He's one of a kind too, but you got to find somebody that can stretch the field. He's going to do it.
So Clyde had 8 carries with 0?
like 7 carries, no yards.
How's that possible? You get a touchdown.
So you going back? I don't maybe recall the touchdown. I don't know.
He probably 1 yard touchdown.
or that shuffle that they always do because I didn't watch the game. But I seen that kicker missed the field goals, man.
He missed like 3, right?
And I'm watching that game on TV, man. They had the roof open in Indy. And man, when that roof is open, man, you can't see shit. right between the goalposts, man. I see why he missed them. I know he's a pro, he should make them, but man, when you kick, all you see is a light right there between them goalposts. Damn it. But there's no way Chiefs should have lost to the Colts, no matter what. Man. No matter what.
Jerron, what do you think?
The Colts aren't a good team. They just capitalized on all of Kansas City's mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you said, the kicking game was off. Andy Reid went for a fake kick, fake field goal. They didn't get that. Punt returner muffed a punt that set Indianapolis up for a score. Like you said, they're missing a Tyreek Hill type player to beat tight coverage, and they gave him away.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. The Colts. Matt Ryan still looked cooked. They should have just kept Carson Wentz if they're going to get this kind of production. Yeah. And Kansas City just needs to shore up their mistakes, and they're going to be okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be okay. They just making too many mistakes.
Yeah, maybe they overlooked them. Maybe they just felt that they're going to beat them on talent.
Maybe.
Sometimes that happened to teams. They walk in there and be like, team ain't won. We got Mahomes.
They just got shut out by the Jaguars last week. What do you think we're gonna do to them?
Yep.
But
I don't know if y'all happen to catch with Mahomes and offensive coordinator
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy. We'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said that Bieniemy always has like an attitude problem. It was like his ego gets the best out of him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he hasn't got a head coaching job. Like when you fight with a quarterback, you start one of the top quarterbacks in the leagues like that, man. Like if you can't work with him, what makes you think you go build up a quarterback from zero to that type of level, you know?
Right. And it's a combination. It's both of them actually. You know, when you got a quarterback that's that good, he expects to be able to call his plays and do what he wants to do.
Too.
And of course, as an offensive coordinator, you still want to call plays. I mean, you trust him on some stuff, but he's on the field, you're on the sideline. You guys are seeing two different angles of the field.
Yeah.
So it's both of them fault when you do that. So they got to get on the same page and say, okay, man, I'm seeing this, so we should do that. At least talk about it.
Yeah.
But amongst each other without letting that get on TV like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Head coach Reed had a game between those two guys and separate them. That's crazy, man. But hopefully Kansas City can get their stuff together, man, because when it gets to that point, man, like trust does become an issue, and like you don't want to like have two sides in one team, everything has to be on one sided. But yeah, man, what do you think about that, Jay?
Yeah, that is a good point with Bieniemy, why he hasn't gotten a head coaching position. Behind the scenes, they say there are some things that question his him being his coaching style, him being qualified is what I was trying to say. Qualifications for a head coach position, and it is weird to have a kind of all out back and forth like that between your OC and your quarterback.
Yeah,
but they were both frustrated. They knew they were supposed to blow this team out, so they're going back like. I'm sure during the week, like we said, hey, this team just got shut out by Jacksonville. We're gonna kill them, and it didn't go the way they went, and now they're fighting about it. They'll be okay. They'll bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so moving on, gentlemen, we have the Texans at the Bears. Final score 20-23. Real quick, some stats. Davis Mills threw 32 times, completed 245 yards with 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Your top rusher was Pierce, 20 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Your top receiver was Moore. He had 3 catches, 63 yards, 0 touchdowns. Now to the Bears. To the Bears Fields, he threw 17 times, completed 8, 106 yards, with 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Your top rusher was Herbert. 20 carries, 157 yards with 2 touchdowns. Have a day, my man. And your tight receiver was came at 2 catches, 40 yards, no touchdowns. Team stats real quick. The Texans, they had in total 329 yards. Passing, they had 237. Now rushing 92 yards. Now to the Bears, total yardage they had 363. Passing they had 82, and rushing they had 281. Time of possession, the Texans had 28 minutes. The Bears had 31. Now this puts Texans 0-2-1. This puts the Bears 2-1 record. So yeah, DC, what do you think about this game, man?
No, Fredo, what you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about Fredo?
Yeah. You go first.
Texans. Draft a quarterback every year till you find one. Because Davis Mills is not the guy. Davis Mills is a backup.
He's a pretty good backup.
He's going to be a backup that can help you maintain, win some games. He's not the franchise guy. Right now, he's not even the starter guy neither, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't blame him. I also blame the play calling. For the life of me, I don't know why they still got Burkhead right there and then make him seem like he's the guy that's going to win you the game on fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
All game, you didn't use him that much. When it comes to the fourth quarter, you want to throw at that man and that caused you the interception. Good Lord, man. It's frustrating. Why are you throwing to a running back, man? Yeah. You throw it to your wide receivers. Oh, God. The Texans make some questionable moves, man. Just shout out to the defense, man. Defense did their part, man. But the defense also, once again, cannot stop this damn run.
Nope. Gashing.
This defense is struggling with the run, man. It's like you have a backup running back. Just put, what was it? 157 on you, man. I was like, no, man. It's like no. And the quarterback that threw for 106 yards with 2 interceptions and they still won the damn game?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's very unacceptable, man. Like, the Texans have to really move on from first quarterback. Draft a quarterback every year until you find one and don't stop. Yeah. Stop settling and you figure out that this quarterback is going to work out. It's not going to work out. This franchise did it with Matt Schaub. For, mind you, Matt Schaub had 3 solid good years on him, but out of what, 10? Mm-hmm. No. That's just wasted time. This franchise is consistently always getting that one part of the ball wrong, which is the quarterback. And yeah, man, I don't know why. I'm just frustrated with this damn team, man. I don't know why I'm even a fan sometimes, but I am.
Go off, Fredo. Go off.
DC, what do you think, man? Before I break this microphone, I don't want to do that, Steven. Need to calm down.
Yeah, that one for the defense is a problem with the rushing yards. Mm-hmm. You knew coming into this game they was not going to put the ball in Fields' hand. They knew that from the jump.
Yep.
And they still allowed them to run for 250, 280, whatever he had total yards. You can't do that, man. And on the quarterback situation, you're right. I think Mills is not going to be the guy.
No.
But the problem with that is that sets you back again. So now you go back to the well. You got to draft a rookie.
Yeah.
And when you do draft him, you still got to have the parts around him.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got the running back thing figured out. And I think they only pulled him because he dropped the ball twice.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. They didn't lose it, but he put the ball on the ground, so they put the backup in. But, yeah, Davis Mills is not going to be the guy. So you're going to have a couple of first-round picks. So you got to decide, do you want to lose out or you want to finish with that maybe 14 pick? When you're there, you're going to have to trade up.
Yeah.
Because the quarterbacks are going to go quick, I think, in this draft.
So for the Texans to move on for a good quarterback, they're going to have to get someone mobile, man, because if you can't fix his offensive line and poor Mills is right there with like a damn statue, he's not gonna move. He like this man refuses to run. He rather just stay in the pocket. You know, so you also gonna need a mobile quarterback as well, man. The one that could throw and pass at the same time, man. But yeah.
Just be careful with that, because did you see the other side of the ball?
Yeah,
their mobile quarterback.
Yeah,
Fields ain't look much better, or Fields looked worse in times to me.
You see, yeah, but like all right. So Fields, he rushed for 47 yards.
Okay.
All right, but in passing, you know, he only completed 106. I mean,
that's 2 weeks in a row.
I like it's like the Texans just. I mean, like, also Fields ain't too far behind from Mills neither, man. So
that's what I'm saying. Be careful what you wish for when you looking for. You need a accurate mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And this year you're gonna have to get a top 5 pick, which looking like y'all gonna get it.
No, for sure. We're gonna get
y'all
that,
gonna
man.
get a top 5, and y'all got
the Texans
ammo.
are determined to fuck this season up. To make it happen.
So, Fredo, start watching Alabama tape. Start watching Ohio State tape. And see which one you like. CJ
Ohio
Stroud,
and Alabama, huh?
You like CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, and see which one you like, and root for them. Don't root for the Texans.
Okay.
And the thing about Fields, he's just like Hurts was in the beginning, man. They have nothing around him. One thing with Fields, they got problems in Chicago. This is a new coaching staff. Last year, coaching staff drafted him. This might not be these guys' guy. So they got to come in and make do with what the last regime put in office.
That is true.
So now they got to fix this receiver thing, this tight end thing looks like, and the offensive line is one of the worst in the league. That's why I still can't believe they ran for that many yards with a piece together offensive line like they do.
281.
Yeah. And another thing, you know, I heard you say Young and Stroud. Man, that's another thing you got to be careful with those guys. When you come from those big colleges like that, your receivers are always open.
Always better.
It's a huge adjustment. Then when you get in the NFL, you got to learn how to throw in a window. Them guys ain't as open when you get in the league. That's why you see some of your best quarterbacks don't come from those big colleges.
That's true.
They come from some of the smaller colleges where they have to work harder because their receivers wasn't that good. They didn't have the skill players Alabama have.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at like Josh Allen. Those guys, Lamar, he come from Louisville. You know, some of those guys that come from those other colleges, they turn out to be better pros because the learning curve ain't as steep. But they're already trying to throw in the windows with the lack of talent. Alabama got the best receivers and running backs in the country. Ohio State got the best receivers and running backs in the country. Their receivers are running wide open all day long. So that's another thing you got to take into consideration. Those guys are talented because they went there. You know they got talent.
So
that adjustment as far as throwing that ball into a tight window and the timing in the NFL it can be an issue.
That's why like Mac Jones is not that good? Is that the reason why Mac Jones is not that good?
He ain't throwing the wide open receivers. You don't see Devontae Smith running down.
Yeah.
And Waddle like
Waddle, he had an all-pro wide receiving crew in college. But like you were saying, that's a good point because Fields hasn't progressed at all to me. Like in the game, watching that, I was at a bar watching it. Fields looked like he identified the receiver. He closed his eyes and just threw that shit.
Please catch it.
Somebody's down there. I hope it's my guy. And that goes to show you, Jalen Petrie had the game of his life right there. Two interceptions and a sack. And then on the Chicago side, I got to salute to Raekwon Smith. 16 tackles, game-winning interception. So this was a back and forth game with two bad teams. These are bad teams, man.
They're bad.
And the fact that Chicago's 2-1 is crazy
it's
right
crazy,
now.
man.
But they got work to do. Both
they
teams.
tied for first place, huh? In the division.
Yeah,
so,
they are.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that shit ain't gonna last too long.
No.
It'll happen.
All right, moving on, gentlemen. We had the Jaguars at the Chargers. Final score 38-10. We have from the Jaguars side, Lawrence threw for 39, completed 28, 262 yards with 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Have a good day right there. Have a good day right there. So yeah. Rushing, Robinson, 17 carries, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. And your top receivers, Jones, 10 catches, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Moving on to the Chargers side. Herbert threw for 45, completed 25, 297, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Your top rusher was Michelle, 5 carries, 22 yards. And your top receiver was Palmer, 6 catches, 99, and 0 touchdowns. Where's Mike Williams at? Mike Williams only had 1 catch for 15 yards.
He's a boomer bust
What
receiver right now.
Heck, man. All right, team stats. Jaguars, 413 total yards passing. They had 262 rushing, 151. Now to the Chargers. Total yardage, 312. Passing, 286. This is why they lost. Rushing, 26.
Oh, yeah.
Time of possession, big factor in this one, gentlemen. 38 minutes from the Jaguars. Chargers, 21 minutes.
Ball control.
DC. Right now, the Jaguars are 2-1, and the Chargers are 1-2. That puts the Jaguars number 1 in AFC South.
Yep, that's right.
And the Chargers, that puts them at number 3. And
that's that time of possession tells it all. That means that I know the Chargers defense is better than that, but now I see why they weren't. They was on the field the whole time. You know, and for some reason, for the life of me, I don't know why they let Herbert go out there and play. If I'm the head coach, like, hey man, you got bad rib injury, set one game out.
Yeah.
Just set it out, man. We'll practice, go through the week without you. We'll take this L. So we took an L with you getting out there, getting beat up again.
Right.
So that's another setback for this week. Is he going to play or not? Brandon Staley, he might not make it through this year.
Oh, that's bold. There.
He might not make it through this year. I'm telling you.
I think they love him out there.
We're finna find out.
DC's been having problems with him since the get-go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He might not make it, man. Ever since last year, that Raiders game and some of the calls, it's fourth down and it's going for it on his own side. They're gonna be looking for Sean Payton. By the time the end of this year over, he keep doing this kind of stuff. You're gonna be hearing the talk about Sean Payton. Because Payton was just in the news. If the right situation comes about. And I can promise you, this will be the right situation.
Oh, yeah.
The Chargers will throw the Saints a first-round pick, or 2 first-round picks, because he still belongs to the Saints. He can't just go. He got like 2 or 3 years left on the contract. The Chargers would be more than happy to throw him a couple of first-round. They don't need a first-round, right? The way this team is set up, they ready to win now.
All the talent.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time. I think if Staley keeps pulling this stuff, he might be the first one to get fired if he don't get it no better than what it's going now, because they're getting frustrated. You got Austin Eckler, and you mean to tell me you can only muster up 26 rushing yards?
Yeah, absolutely.
He should have had a play for 26 yards.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, like all that talent.
Chargers fan, man.
DC does bring up a good point.
Yeah.
All that talent, both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And you done the rush 26 yards.
Yeah.
And you're putting jeopardize your franchise quarterback to get hurt again. You know, knowing the beating he took the week before.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, man, like was it them ribs?
Rib.
Yeah, man. You don't want to mess with that, man.
That's one hit.
Yeah, that's one hit.
And he every time he got hit, he was grimacing. He still feels it.
Yeah.
He still feels
I can see if it was the last week of the season, you're trying to make a playoff
run.
It's week 3, man. Sit down somewhere.
Like I would take, like you said, DC, take that 1L.
Yeah, take it.
Let your quarterback rest. Let them ribs heal up. Yeah. What do you think about this, Jay?
To me, the question is: are the Jaguars good? Are the Jaguars a good team? What a difference having a real coach makes.
Yep.
They look totally different from last year when Urban Meyer was trying to run them like a community college team.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence is starting to show why he was the number 1 pick. He had a couple dimes for touchdowns. But so what do y'all think about the Jaguars? Are they good? What is their potential?
I think this is only going to give Lawrence more confidence. As the season goes on, they keep seeing these results. It's just going to give him more and more confidence, and that's going to travel throughout the whole team. Yeah. Everybody's going to be behind him with this. So he's just spreading the ball around, man, to all his different receivers. Nobody thought that this is going to be like this. Everybody thought Christian Kirk. I thought he was overpaid.
Oh,
But
yeah.
turns out, I'm
Everybody.
going to be honest, I thought he was overpaid, but turns out he's earning that money.
Yeah.
I'll take my hat off to him.
To me, I wanna see a couple more games from the Jags to really put them up there. But right now they're doing what was it expecting from them from the season. But really, like, you know, from this division, no one picked them to even be number 2.
Right.
You know, so give me a couple more games, and you know, and like if they can win, let's say the next 4, and they can win at least 2 to 3 of them. Might as well just give them the crown already for the South.
They got a tough one coming up this week, though.
Oh, who they got?
Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Got a tough one.
Yeah.
We'll learn a lot about both teams, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But wait for this. Updated AFC South rankings or standings. This is ugly. This is ugly. Jaguars 2-1. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Wasn't expecting that, but okay.
Colts 1-1-1. That's Titans 1-2. Texans 0-2-1. AFC South is
trash.
Relegate. They need to break this conference over
and relegate.
Relegate them. Yeah. Go ahead and switch them out with the SEC.
Put Alabama in there too.
It should be Jaguars, Alabama, maybe Tennessee. But I'm just messing with you, Fredo. But I think the Jaguars are gonna be good.
Yeah.
Either this year or next year, they're gonna be top. They're already a top 4 team in the conference, just due to them winning the AFC South. Yeah. But I think they're gonna be a legitimate top 4 team in the AFC with all the talent they got.
Yeah, it's coming. They spent a lot of money this offseason.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize, other than Kirk, most of those guys only 1 and 2 year deals.
Right.
So they finna re-up in the salary cap again. They're gonna be able to go out and spend some big money. But I think they got the running back, James Robinson. I was worried about him coming off of the Achilles. Looked like he got that figured out. So
he got his burst.
Yeah.
He got his burst.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, moving on. We have the Rams at the Cardinals. The final score was 20-12. Rams won this one. Quick stats real quick from the Rams side. Stafford threw for 25, completed 18, 249 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Top rusher was Akers, 12 carries, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. Your top receiver is not Cup. I ain't can't even pronounce his last name.
Top receiver, Skowronek. Yeah, Skowronek.
4 carries, 66 yards. And honorable mention, Higbee, 4 catches, 61. Then Cup is 4 catches and 44 yards. All right, moving on to the Cardinals side. Murray threw for 58, completed 37, 314 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Your top rusher was Connor, 13 carries, 39 yards, and your top receiver was Brown, 14 catches, 140 with 0 touchdowns. Team stats: the Rams had 339 total. Passing, the Rams had 239. Rushing, the Rams had 100. Now moving on to the Cardinals. Cardinals in total had 365. Passing, the Cardinals had 295. Rushing, they had 70. Time of possession, the Rams had 26 minutes and the Cardinals had 33. But the Rams just had their way with the Cardinals on this one, gentlemen. Yeah. This puts the Rams 2-1, and this puts the Cardinals 1-2.
Yeah. Same old between these two teams. Rams dominating the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Looks like the only bright spot for the Cardinals is Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
14 catches, 140 yards.
140.
Man. My goodness. But Stafford didn't turn the ball over. That's another good thing. So
yeah.
That's all I got to say about that one.
Yeah, same. It's kind of one of the more boring matchups in that division. It always goes this way with the Rams, and as long as Stafford doesn't turn over the ball, they should win the majority of the games just based off of that. They kept Cooper Kupp kind of under the thumb, but that one rushing touchdown. He had 20 yards. Got another touchdown that way. We'll see how the Cardinals coach Kingsbury,
Yeah.
another candidate for first coach fired.
I would, but they just gave him a contract this year.
Yeah.
They just gave him a brand new one.
All that's just money.
Yeah, that's right.
They can.
If the right situation comes along.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt their salary.
They did the coach before him like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's not much to say about that game.
Really. Ooh, hold on. I don't want this to fall down on. I'm gonna adjust this real quick. There we go. Steven, I might buy you a new mic. All right. There we go. Oh, this one here? There we go. Ooh, shit.
Even you have to mark this down.
All right, here we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. So moving on, gentlemen. We have the Green Bay Packers at the Buccaneers. Final score was 14-12. Packers won this one. Moving on real quick with them stats. Aaron Rodgers he threw for 35, completed 27, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Your top rusher from the Packers, Jones, 12 carries, 36 yards. And also honorable mention, Dillon, 12 carries, 32 yards. And your top receiver was Dubs. 8 catches, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. Moving on to the Buccaneers. Tom Brady threw for 42, completed 31, with 271 yards, with 1 touchdown. Your top rusher was Fournette, 12 carries, 35 yards, 0 touchdown. Your top receiver from the Buccaneers, Gage, 12 catches, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. Team stats real quick, gentlemen. The Buccaneers threw for 385 yards total. Passing, they had 251, and rushing, 34. To the Packers, total yards, they had 315. Passing, they had 348. Rushing, they had 67. Time of possession, Packers had 33 minutes. The Buccaneers had 26. Do you see what you think about this game, man?
Nasty, ugly game, man.
Yeah.
A defensive battle. Brady got a little frustrated with some drops this game.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and guys were dropping balls, and that's what I was telling you earlier. If Mike Evans would have played, they probably would have pulled this out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Gage can get out there and catch 12, I know Evans would have caught at least that many with a touchdown.
Yeah.
But ain't nothing to worry about for either one of these teams. As the season go on, they'll be okay.
Yeah. So this puts both Packers and Buccaneers 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what do you think about this, man?
Yeah, the receiving cores for both of these teams are suspect. Tampa Bay looked like they're just running out of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's out there hurt. Julio hurt.
Yep.
Godwin
Hurt.
And so they were without their top 3 receivers.
Yeah.
It still was a competitive game. Brady, 42, 31 of 42, 271, 6.5 average. Not that bad. They're just running out of bodies. Once they get their receivers, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the best that the Green Bay Packers can have, though, because
they're full speed.
They're full strength, and that's what they. This is what they have.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows that Tampa Bay's defense is really good, though.
Yeah, it is.
That they're top 3 defense for the going through the rest of the season. But 2 old quarterbacks looking kind of old.
Yeah. All right, moving on, gentlemen. We have the Falcons at the Seahawks, the battle of the birds right here. Falcons won this one, 27-23. Real quick stats: Mariota from the Falcons side threw for 20, completed 13, 229, one touchdown, one interception. Top rushing for the Falcons was Patterson, 17 carries, 141 with one touchdown. Have a day, my man. Top receiver from the Falcons, Pitts, 5 catches, 87 yards, no touchdowns. Now moving on to the Seahawks. Smith threw for 44, completed 32, 325 yards with two touchdowns, one interception. And your top rusher was Penny, 14 carries, 66, no touchdown. And your top receiver was Lockett from the Seahawks, 9 catches, 76 yards, zero touchdowns. And honorable mention was DK Metcalf, 5 catches, 64 yards, one touchdown. Team stats, real quick. The Falcons had 386 yards, and passing, the Falcons had 207, and rushing, the Falcons had 179. Now moving on to the Seahawks. Total, they had 420. Passing, the Seahawks had 308. And rushing, they had 112. Time of possession, the Falcons had 28 minutes and the Seahawks had 31. That puts each team 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What do you think about this, DC?
Well, the Falcons did what was working for them, and that was letting Cordell Patterson run the ball. And whenever they got a chance, they drop it into London or Pitts. So, but the Falcons are still going to be in the market for a quarterback next year, and if they get the right one, they're gonna make a jump because they have some skill players. They're going to probably look for maybe another running back behind Patterson because I don't know how good Algier is going to be, but if so, they definitely going to need a quarterback. I wouldn't trust Mariota going forward to lead my team. I haven't been there and done that.
Well, what about you, Jay? What do you think about that game, man?
They had Cordero Patterson out there looking like another baby Derrick Henry with the dreads flowing. He stepped up a lot. But like you said, everything you said, both of these teams looking for quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. There's talent around them. Everything else is set.
Right.
Except both defenses could get better, but on the offensive side, almost everything is set on both teams besides the QB position. And the team that gets the better QB is going to be the more dangerous team in both of their division.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seahawks, they got two receivers. They ready.
Yeah.
See, they got them under contract and everything. They just need the quarterback to go with it.
Yeah. And Falcons got two young studs.
Real young.
Still worried about Pitts getting in the end zone.
Yeah. Yep.
But Drake London, a lot of people thought he was going to be a stiff receiver that couldn't separate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it don't matter. That dude separating. He dragging cats into the end zone. So they both have good futures. They just need some fine tuning with their quarterback position.
Yeah, man. All right, moving on, gentlemen. We have the 49ers at the Broncos. Final score 10-11. 49ers stats real quick. Garoppolo threw for 29, completed 18 for 211 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Your top rusher was Wilson for 12 carries, 75 yards, no touchdown. And your top receiver was Deebo Samuel, 5 catches, 73 yards, 0 touchdowns. And moving on to the Broncos side, you have Wilson threw for 33, completed 20, 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Your top rusher was Williams with 15 carries, 58 yards, 0 touchdown. And honorable mention, you have Gordon carried the ball for 12 times, 26 yards, 1 touchdown. Your top receiver was Sutton, 8 catches, 97 yards, 0 touchdown. And team stats real quick. The 49ers in total had 267 yards. And then passing, they had 179 yards. And rushing, they had 88. Moving on to the Broncos, total, they had yards of 261. passing 160, rushing 101. Time of possession. The 49ers had 25 minutes, and the Broncos had 34. DC, what do you think about this game, man? Real quick, that puts the Niners at 1-2. This puts the Broncos 2-1.
I watched this game. That's one of those
boring games.
Well, my God, both of the offenses look terrible.
Terrible.
Just terrible. And Jimmy G lost this one.
Yeah.
I watched the game, man. He had a fumble, interception, and a safety when he stepped out the back of the end zone. That's 3 turnovers for them, man. There's no way they should have lost that game. Yeah. You got to put that on. And once again, Russell Wilson he looking old. He had a series where he looked okay towards the end when they were coming back, but for the most part, man, I don't know. Denver got the right quarterback.
They spend a lot of money.
They just
they
did.
gave up.
They gave up a
lot of,
and the fans still booing.
The fans are not happy. I was watching this game on Twitter, and Ja Morant, NBA superstar, summed it up pretty good. Three-word tweet. This game, poo. that was his tweet. This game, poo.
Yep.
Letting Russell cook and returning the meals that they thought they were gonna do. Russell Wilson, the ball's not flying out of his hands. The moon balls aren't there. Mm-hmm. The dynamic scrambles aren't there. He had a couple times where
with Judy, he had a couple of times.
Yeah, he had a couple times, but it just doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
And this Hackett dude,
man,
again, first coach fired. My money will be on Hackett because Hackett had to bring in another coach to do the in-game situations, the clock management. So he's already weakened himself. Like if this is a Game of Thrones episode, he just brought in somebody who's going to chop his head off and weaken his claim. This offense is terrible. I don't know what they're doing. But he's supposed to be the offensive guru. This is his offense.
Yeah.
This is the offense he brought from Green Bay, and he's like, hey, Russ, we're going to have you do all these play actions that nobody's going to fall for. You have you throw these.
When you have the guy from the other side that he's the one that kind of built up this offense, you know?
Yeah. He's the guru of the offense that you running against him.
So you don't think that he knows what's coming?
They know exactly what's coming, but like this game was terrible.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, I just turned it off. I was like, House of Dragons time.
No spoilers, man. Like I'm still 2 episodes behind.
Oh, I can ruin it right now for you, Fredo. I got the power.
Man. I'll put this microphone up your culo.
But and then Jimmy G, we see why he got benched.
Yeah.
We see. And the funniest thing is on the safety, he threw a pick 6. So So it's good that he got the safety. It's good he stepped out. It was a pick 6.
He threw a pick 6.
But these teams, and I do want to say everybody was excited for the AFC West.
Mm-hmm. Might be
an
AFC mess.
That's what I'm saying. I thought every one of their games was must see TV.
Yeah.
And now it's looking like they're just another division. They're not as elite as everybody made them seem at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And another thing with Hackett, man, he's with Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers covered up a lot for you.
Right.
You know, you got to be careful when you hire an offensive coordinator, and the quarterback is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. You know, these guys, they ain't doing nothing. They just got a title of offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. You know who calling the plays.
Yep.
So you got to be careful with him, thinking they're going to bring that to your team. Unless he brings a quarterback with him, hey, it ain't going to be the same.
Yep.
You got to tell yourself, who was calling the plays on the game-winning drives Aaron Rodgers had? It wasn't Hackett.
It wasn't Hackett, no.
It was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So
Rodgers don't even look at the sideline.
Right.
He's just calling plays, man.
Yep.
Changing plays at the line, killing plays at the line.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, today we have that Monday Night Football. Jerron, what do you think about this game? The Cowboys at the Giants, man.
This is gonna be a tough one going up to Giants Stadium. I think they can pull it. I think the Cowboys can pull it out. The defense is gonna have to lead the way. the defense is going to have to lead the way. There's going to be a good fan presence for the Cowboys in New York. There always is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of up in the air because I don't know what the Giants are. They're 2-0, but are they a good 2-0, or did they luck in the 2-0? They're not a dominant team, so it'll be good for both sides to kind of gauge where they're at. And Cooper Rush, just don't lose the game.
Yeah.
Get it to Pollard, get it to CD, and get some yak. Parsons gonna have to have a big game, and then on the other side, it all hinges on Saquon. If Saquon runs wild, this is gonna be an ugly game for the Cowboys. If they control Saquon, then they have a chance. I'm not scared of anybody really on their wide receiver core.
Okay. DC, you got anything to say about that?
I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Cooper Rush is going to. I think the Giants going to get enough pressure on him. It's kind of. I think he's going to struggle tonight. The thing about the Cowboys, they're going to put pressure on the Giants, but the difference is their quarterback can move a little bit, so you got to be careful when you're running upfield because he will take off Daniel Jones every now and then. He ain't going to beat you with his arm too much. But he will make you miss when you coming up in there just to buy a little more time. So I'm thinking the Giants are going to win it. It's going to be, I'm thinking maybe 21-18, something like that.
Yeah, I got it 20-17.
Yeah.
There's going to be whoever kicks that last field goal is going to win the game.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, let's move on to let's do our weekly pick'em. All right, so we got a Thursday night game, Dolphins at the Bengals. We don't know if even Tua is going to play this game. I hope he doesn't play this game, just for the man's health. But let's say Tua, if he does play, give me the Dolphins, man.
I surprisingly have the Dolphins too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I have the Dolphins going into Cincy. Tyreek goes wild.
Yeah. I'm taking the Bengals.
Bengals?
I'm taking Cincinnati. I think this is going to be the game where you're going to see the Jamar Chase, but everybody been known to see.
I hope so, because I think
he's going to show up this week.
I got that dude one of my fantasies as well.
It's going to be one of them shootouts, but I think in the end, I think the Bengals pull it out.
Okay. All right. Now we have a Sunday morning game. Vikings at the Saints, but it's going to be in London. On this one here, give me the Vikings, man.
Me too, because I don't know which James is going to show up. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings.
All right, and then we have the Seahawks at the Lions. You know what? Give me the Lions on this one, man. I like the Lions.
Oh, yeah, give me the Lions.
Yeah.
Seahawks at Lions.
Give me the
Lions.
Yeah. And then we have the Jets at the Steelers. Oh.
Give me a coin.
Man, you know what, man? I guess I give it to the home team, Steelers.
Same.
Give me the Jets. I don't trust Trubisky. Give me the Jets, man.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I can't blame you.
All right, now we have the Bears at the Giants. Give me the Giants on this one, man. I'll take the Giants.
Give me the Giants, man. But, you know, if the Bears won, I wouldn't be surprised. The Giants will mess around and beat the Cowboys this week and lose to the Bears next week, man. Give me the Giants, man. Just give me the Giants.
I'm going Giants. So far, these are some bad games. I cannot lie.
Yeah. DC, this is a divisional game right here. Your Titans against the Colts. I'm going to let you pick that one first, DC.
I'm going with the Titans, but I think Michael Pittman is going to have about 200 yards receiving.
Yep.
But I would take the Titans, man.
The Titans? Yeah. Okay. Jerome?
I'm taking the Colts. Just because, like you said, Pittman, and then Titans, their run defense ain't that great either. We saw what Saquon did to him, and I'm going Colts at home.
Yeah, me too. I think that both teams are pretty evenly matched right now on both sides of the ball, but give me the home team. Give me the Colts. The Chargers at the Texans. Man, you could put in the third string quarterback from the Chargers, and I still take the Chargers.
It's Chargers, man.
Chargers at Houston are minus 6.5 favorite
at home.
Chargers.
This would be a good time to fit the quarterback. You know, just sit him, man.
Yeah. This is the perfect time. Whoever the backup quarterback is from the Chargers, man, put that man in, bro. I mean, y'all still gonna win the
I
game.
think it's Chase Daniels. I think it may be Chase Daniels.
Daniels.
Yeah.
I put Eckler just run Wildcat the whole.
I forgot about that.
Y'all should just run Wildcat the whole time.
Yeah. And they still put up 200 rushing yards. Yeah.
Yeah, and defense gonna get a pick 6.
All right, real quick, we have the Browns at the Falcons. The way the Browns are looking like right now, give me the Browns, man.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
Same Browns.
So next Sunday, we have the Commanders at the Cowboys. Jerome, who we got for this one, man? I'm gonna let you pick, man, because this is your squad.
I'm gonna go. This one's tough. I gotta put faith in Carson Wentz. I'm gonna go Commanders. They're gonna scheme up enough to beat the Cowboys. I'll give them that. Scheme up enough points to beat them.
Do you see?
I'm going Cowboys. I think Wentz going to throw about 3 interceptions.
You know what? Give me the Cowboys as well, man. All right, Jaguars at the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles on this one, man.
I'm going to take the Eagles just based on the talent. But the way the Jaguars have been playing, we're going to find out what they're all about.
Well, yeah, we're going to find out. Eagles.
Eagles? All right, now we're moving on to hopefully this will be a good game, man. The Bills at the Ravens. On this one right here, the Bills are pissed. Give me the Bills on this one, man.
Give me the Ravens, man.
Okay.
Give me the Ravens. I just don't know if the Bills defense is going to be back yet. Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. The Ravens defense. They're the weak link. So give me the Bills.
Yeah. All right. We have the Panthers. We have the Cardinals at the Panthers. Give me the Cardinals on this one.
Man, give me the Panthers, man. Give me the Panthers, man.
I don't care about none of these.
Give me the Panthers, man. Goodness.
I'll go Cardinals just because Baker is sewage right now.
Carolina's favorite.
All right.
Carolina?
Yeah.
Give me the Cardinals, man. This is crazy.
All right. The Broncos at the Raiders. This one, the Raiders have to win this one. They have to win this one. If they don't,
Broncos at the no. You got so you picking the Raiders?
Yeah, I'm picking the Raiders.
Oh heck no.
I'm taking the Raiders, man.
Oh no, I'm taking.
Broncos.
Have you seen the Broncos last?
I've seen the Broncos,
last 3 games.
I've seen I watched every Broncos game, and then
they haven't put up more than 20 points.
And I still don't think they're gonna put up more. And they still gonna beat the Raiders.
Can you name the 3 quarterbacks the Broncos that played this year? Look at that: Geno Smith, Davis Mills, and Jimmy G.
And Jimmy G.
This time they're going up against a better quarterback with
in their division that they know though. And
bro, but if you couldn't beat the worst, the last 2 teams, with the Seahawks and Texans, bro.
Look,
and they almost won those 2 games.
The Raiders aren't.
The Seahawks did win against the Broncos.
The Raiders at home, they're 2 point. They're only 2 point favorites. You usually get 3 points just for being at home. So that's telling you the Broncos are semi-favored. I'm going Broncos. I don't care. They're gonna have to show me that they can stop somebody.
That's the Raiders.
I'm picking on the fact basically because I think the Raiders have to win this. You can't lose that game. You can't go 0-4.
Well, the Raiders have put over 20 points every game. Right. The Broncos can't barely even do that. They're struggling in the last. No, absolutely not. The Raiders won this one easy.
Oh, okay. Oh, easy. We'll see, Fredo.
Easy, man.
Call your bookie up, Fredo.
Easy,
we'll see on that one.
All right. Patriots at the Packers. Give me the Packers on this one.
Yeah, Packers. I don't know what the quarterback situation is going to look like, even if it was.
Yep.
Give me the Packers.
Yeah. And you got the Chiefs at the Buccaneers. Give me the Chiefs on this one. Easy. Chiefs.
Give me the Buccaneers, man. What? Give me the Bucks, man.
No, I can't do that.
Even though he's missing 3 receivers?
I think Mike Evans will be back.
Yeah, he will be back. Yeah, he will be back.
But I think that Bucks defense, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, I trust that defense, man.
Okay.
I really do.
Good point.
I'm still taking the Chiefs. As long as Andy Reid don't lose it for him, the
Yeah.
Chiefs should win by a touchdown.
Well, at least this time they won't have the sun blocking them.
Yeah.
The missing field goals.
Yeah.
All right, and so that's the Sunday night game. So this is the Monday night game. Once again, you have the Rams at the 49ers. Give me the Rams.
Give me the Niners.
Niners?
Rams just seem to have problems with the Niners for some reason.
That's a fact. But give me the Rams. Man, none of these games are exciting. to
Just
be
the
honest.
Sunday night game. The Sunday
Or-
night and that Bills and
Bills,
Ravens.
Ravens,
Yeah.
and then Chiefs, Buccaneers. Those are the key games.
I believe it's a 12 o'clock game, that Bills Ravens.
And the Dolphins and Bengals game should be all right. It should be entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
A lot of points.
Rams, take that one.
Yeah. Steven, how much more time we got? 10 minutes. Okay. Let's go down. Y'all want to do fantasy real quick?
Yeah.
And we got a question for today also. Let me see how I did this last time.
In fantasy, is anybody that surprised you guys or just disappointed you to this point?
The most disappointing thing is how the Lions are splitting their carries and everything between Williams and Swift. They told us that Swift was going to be a 1,000-yard running back. But that's surprising. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on. That's
Man, like Eckler, I was expecting him to do more.
Yeah, me too.
And Najee Harris a little bit more. And the Denver backfield.
Oh,
My
yeah.
goodness.
Why are they doing that? That's how you know it's bad coaching.
Yeah.
Who's the better running back?
You know it. You know it.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, gentlemen, top 5 quarterbacks for fantasy football this week 3 was Lamar Jackson with 39 points, Hurts with 27, Allen with 26, Lawrence with 25, and Burrow with 23. And moving on to running backs, your top running back was Herbert with 30 points, Henry with 25, Williams from Detroit 24, Singletary 24, and then Patterson with 22. Any of those surprising y'all so far? Besides the Herbert from Chicago?
That's the only one.
He was on
That's
everybody's
the only
bid.
Yep.
I guarantee nobody started him.
No. Oh, no. But I promise you, he'll be the top waiver wire pickup probably this week.
Yeah.
And
It
then
depends on how bad Dalvin Cook's shoulder is.
Yeah.
As far as Madison being picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So wide receivers, Smith from Philly, 30 points. Hollins from Las Vegas, 29. Brown from Arizona, 28. Cage from Tampa Bay, 24. And then Jones from Jacksonville, 24 as well. And those are your top wide receivers right there.
Jones.
Yeah.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Huh?
And the surprising part is none of those are top 4 round picks.
No.
You said Hollins.
Some of those guys are still on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
These guys ain't even on roster than some leagues.
None of these were top 4 round picks, and your top 4 round picks are just barely getting 15 points, and these guys are exploding.
Yeah.
So top tight ends real quick. Nwoku? Njoku with 23 points. Woods from Indy, 15. Disley
Came out of the
from the
woodworks.
Seahawks, 12 points. Akins from Houston, 12 points. And you have Swim with 10 points from the Tennessee.
Wow, look at that. But no real top tight ends in there.
No.
So Kelsey. Andrews had to be in there, right? He had 2
Mark
touchdowns.
Andrews
He had to be in there.
He had 29 points.
Yeah. Goddard had to be in there, right? He had a touchdown.
Let me see.
Yeah, check that because Kelsey had 15. But overall, there's a whole bunch of names. None of these cats you drafted. It's just
Still on the waiver wire.
yeah. They just point. It's wasted points
Yeah.
right there.
And what happens, some people will fall for that. They'll go out there and pick those guys up because they see 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll throw them in the lineup for the very next week, and then you got 0 points or 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know what's so crazy? Like
some people get gun shy like that.
I don't see Andrews here.
Huh.
Oh no, he definitely. I can attest to him beating me up.
Yeah. Yeah. He started off the game with one.
No, it's crazy because
he had 8 catches, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's 28 points.
28.9.
Yep.
Man, you know what, guys? I'll take that back. I messed up. So Andrews had Andrews number 1 wide receiver with 28 points. Noku, I mean, yeah, that's a Njoku 23.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey was 17.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And then Coughlin with 16 and Woods with 15. I messed up my part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me right there. My mistake about that.
So that sounds more like it. Those are the guys you drafted to be top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So top defense, we have Eagles with 17 points, Broncos with 17, Bengals with 15, Panthers with 13, Packers with 12. Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, Panthers. Thanks, Jameis Winston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bronco. Thanks, Jimmy G.
Steven, we got a question. Our first question, man, from our audience. This is awesome. First one, and hopefully more to come. Steven, pick up the mic and talk to us, man.
Yes. We have a question here from YouTube. Miguel Morale. Question. Guys, what's up, DC's? What's up, Alfredo? Love the show since day one. Big fan, and I hope you guys continue for seasons to come. Anyways, this is a homer question from a Texans fan. As you saw, we avoided an overtime with the Bears this week. Weeks prior, we had an overtime and in a tie. In my opinion, the team should have basically taken a knee and marched into overtime, but we didn't. And the Bears coach, who gets booed at home, provided to have a better plan. Then the Texans in the clutch ended up winning. Separate from that game with those teams, can you explain the overtime rules and how teams can win and lose? And do you agree with the current overtime rules? And do you agree that ties are allowed in the NFL? IMO, there is no room for a tie. Yeah. Thank you guys, and keep it up.
Well, first of all, appreciate that to Miguel. So to me, the overtime rule, I feel like it can be better. Mm-hmm. I think if the tie still continue to someone else does score. I hate ties. I don't like it. But yeah, man, I feel like I said before I had my little meltdown with the Texans, shouldn't even be in that position. They had opportunities to win this game, man, but the defense just was terrible.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, DC? About that question?
Thanks, Miguel. Off top, I'm like you. I'm not a fan of the ties. And if I'm in a situation, I'm going for the win.
Yeah.
You know, you want your guys to have your players to have your back, to know that you're an aggressive coach. You're gonna try to do everything you can to win. But with that being said, I didn't like the change they put in this year in overtime, just because Josh Allen lost at the end of the game. Hey man, It was if you score a touchdown first, you get a chance or whatever. But now they didn't get a chance to score. I mean, your defense has got to play too. Yeah. If they got your defense didn't let them hold them to a field goal, then that's on the defense. You can't be mad at the Chiefs in the NFL because the Chiefs ran down there and they scored a touchdown, game over.
Yeah.
So I wish they'd have left it alone, but the fact that they just made an adjustment to the whole overtime rule because of one team, I didn't really like that at all. But of course, yeah, I don't like to play for overtime, Miguel. I would go for it. I always go for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, well, what do you think about that?
When it comes to overtime, I like the college rules
Mm-hmm.
where it's just back and forth. You in the NFL, the only modification I do, I place the ball at the 50,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep going until you score and the other team doesn't score,
All right.
or they score and you don't score. But I don't like the timed aspect of it. So they put 10 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, less than a quarter.
Less than a quarter.
Yeah.
Teams are already gassed.
Yeah.
So you're not going to already having all your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you score 3, it keeps going until but if you score a touchdown, the overtime is over.
Yeah.
Just to me, put the ball on 50. You go, you score, and the other team has to match until it doesn't keep going.
Yeah.
It's a good question. And then each coach has its own strategy. Lovey played for the tie. I'm okay with the tie,
Right.
to be honest. It's these guys, they go through hell each game.
Yeah.
So it does feel kind of weird whenever there's a tie, but
Yeah.
it's better than losing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And it's just weird because if that's a playoff game, there's no tie. So won't you just align the regular season
Yeah.
with the playoffs?
That's-
You
that's
know,
true.
there's no ties in the playoffs. So just align it. Let them keep playing. Whatever you would do in the playoffs at a tie, that's what you need to do in the regular season.
But to me, if you put it on a 50, that's even shot.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got the same. There's no flukes.
Yeah.
You go out there, you score. Let's keep going.
That's
Let's
it.
keep going.
That's it. That's right.
I appreciate Miguel for sending that question, man. Man, like he has been supporting us since day one, man. So shout out to him, man.
Appreciate it, Miguel.
He always shares our page through his social media. Shout out, man. Big one fan since day one, man. Appreciate that. Steven, how much more time we got? All right, 3 more minutes, real quick, guys. So, have you heard changes for the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You heard about
I've
that?
seen that.
So they're saying that that's gonna be instead of calling the Pro Bowl, they're gonna call it the Pro Bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna feature the skill competitions and flag football now. So the Pro Bowl is gonna be held also at Las Vegas this season, and so Payne Manning is gonna help cover this throughout this week. So so Pro Bowl is no longer gonna be like we normally see. Players is not given no F's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for
Right.
being there.
Still
Right.
touch football.
Right.
Yeah, so
They finally calling it like it is. It's flag football.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all it is out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing that.
yes,
Just so you won't be expecting anything different. That game ain't been legit in maybe 10 or 15 years probably, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So they don't get nothing out of it for the most part. So I'm
Yeah.
glad they changed it.
yeah, absolutely. And so did y'all find out that Rihanna's gonna be hosting
Yeah. I've seen that.
halftime?
Yeah.
Do y'all watch halftime like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on, like you say, it depends on who the
Depends
halftime
on
show
the
is.
act.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Like last year, I was all in.
yeah,
With Dre.
yeah,
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah, that was a legendary
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
To me, all that's telling is Rihanna's getting an album coming out, which
Mhm.
everybody's been waiting on,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a good halftime show.
yeah.
She got hits.
Yeah,
Hits.
yeah, she
For
does.
years, man.
Yeah, and so I heard about that. I was like, she got hits. Like there isn't a song that I don't like from her.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm one of her biggest fans,
Yeah.
but when I hear it,
Yeah.
like
Right.
I'm not like change that.
She's gonna go
Right.
off.
Yeah. No, I like it.
And then she could bring out guests. She got a
Oh, yeah.
Rolodex of
Pretty
stars
sure
she
she
can
would.
bring out.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah, pretty sure
No
she's
doubt.
gonna have somebody as a surprise.
Mhm.
But yeah. All right, then, gentlemen. Besides that, is there anything else you want to chop about within 1 minute?
Hopefully the games are better next week.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, like so far they don't look as entertaining in paper right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully they do end up with some good surprises.
Yeah.
And who knows? The Texans might even win. Psych. So yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify. Please follow us. Share it with everybody that you know that loves football. But besides that, guys, see y'all next week, man.
Peace out.
Later.